Hey y'all, Sunday night, it's time for our capsule sermon. And I want to start this by telling you about a little deal that went on at Vacation Bible School this week. So we call it VBS, abbreviation for it. And one of the games that we played with the kids this week was they had the theme behind our VBS this year was kingdom keepers, putting on the whole armor of God to protect yourself against the devil. And one of the games that we played, we had the kids build a castle out of some big cone type things, and the other team was kicking balls at their castle and they were kicking balls at the other team's castle. Well, during one of these games, I noticed that there was one young man that was super competitive. Not only him, but lots of kids were. So I started to play the devil's advocate. So like when he kicked the ball and knocked the other team's castle over, I said, well, that's an illegal kick. And I put it back up. And that just got him, that kind of got under his skin a little bit. And just throughout that game, I kept doing things, kind of, for lack of a better term, picking at him. But I did it for a reason, because when the game was over and the other team won, he was all upset about it. He was like, man, you cheated for them, that wasn't fair and all this. And I had the chance to teach them that, hey, guys, life is not fair. And when we see other things, people that we know are doing things wrong, and we see them continue to prosper in this world, it's really none of our concern, because we can't change that. Just like he couldn't change the way I was changing the rules to make it better for his team, what I tried to teach them was that, guys, it's not about what's going on around us. We need to focus on God. So that brings me to Matthew chapter 14, and I want to read to you verses, I think I'm just going to do verse 30 and 31, but I'd like for you to read verses 22 through 33. So Matthew chapter 14, verses 22 through 33, but I'm going to read 30 and 31 to you. So what's going on in this story is the disciples are crossing the sea. There's a big storm coming. The ship is getting tossed side to side, and they look up and they see Jesus walking on the water across this, on the ocean there during this storm. And Peter crawls out and said, hey, God, if that's really you, then let me come to you. And Jesus tells him to come on, and that's where we're going to pick up. And it says, this is Peter. It says, but when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried out, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched out his hand, caught him, and said to him, O you of little faith, why did you doubt? So guys, the moral of the story from the young man that we played the game with at VBS, and for us to take away from this, is as long as we keep our focus on Christ, like Peter was doing when he first stepped out of the boat, it doesn't matter how bad the storm is around us. As long as we focus on Christ, we're going to get through it. But when we start to worry about the other things that are going on around us, that's when we begin to sink. That's when we begin to fall. So guys, I hope this is some encouragement to you. I know I enjoyed kind of thinking about it this week, how I was going to present it to you guys. And always remember, we love you, God bless you, and keep praying.